Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning. So, we are going with the flow today.
We are.
So, we are going to, this is live. We are recording this live, but the news just came out that we have a massive Facebook crash. Were we hacked? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows at this point.
Nobody knows.
Nope.
But so we're gonna go on with the show. We are gonna go on with the show. It's 11 o'clock. We have a live Facebook meeting every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. But we're gonna have to schedule this out. But I can assure you, when I schedule this out, we are gonna be live. So
Yes.
this is pre-recorded, but we have amazing software that allows us to communicate with you, and we will be live watching it with you and when we do the repost. So hopefully Facebook stops sleeping, gets their stuff together, and we will post this as soon as it is live again.
Yes.
I kind of freaked out. Honestly,
You were
was
panicked.
a little. Did you?
I had no clue.
Did you
but
see
you
my
were
call?
panicked.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That was
I called you. I'm like,
You did.
well, I thought somebody hacked me. I thought that somebody hacked me, and I'm like, how do I fix my account?
Well, it's like all those alerts on our messenger that said, we're going to close your account down. We're closing your account down. And then like those were just bogus.
Oh, it scared me because our business is Facebook. We communicate with our people, and thankfully our software has changed. I used to do the entire business and the entire company on Facebook, and I'm so glad we don't do that anymore. We have our own. So we did not lose our clients through this outage, but
we can still talk to them.
Yeah, so right before this happened, I don't know if you were online. I know I was texting our family, but something really, really big happened this week. And I finalized it, and we were able to announce it today. I kind of got teary-eyed a little bit. So
you should be teary-eyed. This is a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And not only is it a big deal for us and the things that we get to do from now on, it's a big deal because of the shoulders that we stand on.
Yeah.
Kate Harumiya she's an amazing, beautiful soul. And she changed my life. I remember I called her in 2017, I lost the weight. 2018, I became certified, and I called her. And what happened was I was sharing my story. People were wanting to know how to lose weight, and I was just spending a lot of time with women explaining how I did it. I'm like, I wonder if I could make a career out of this. And I started to pursue getting certified. And Kate was the first one that I called. I found Ketogenic Living 101 online. Loved the setup. I loved that she gave a business in the box. Like, I didn't have to start out from scratch, which would have been overwhelming to me because that's not my expertise. So I interviewed with her, and I remember crying through the whole stinking interview, telling her my story. And she said, Monica, she said, God has got his hand on you, and you have got big things ahead of you. You need to enroll, and you need to do it now. And I did, pass my certification, took the course. Well, I took the course first, then I passed my certification, and we launched in 2018. And we have crossed over the 6-figure mark, which is just unheard of for health coaching.
Yeah.
And God has blessed us abundantly, and he's blessing us, continuing to bless us. So about a year ago, I got a call from Kate, and she is, oh my gosh, you got to find her on Facebook somewhere. She is like a corporation coach. So she has moved and drifted into from the health coaching space to the corporation space. And she does multi-million-dollar contracts. And so she called me one day. She said, I've been thinking about this. She said, I've watched all my coaches, and I've watched what you guys have done, and I want you to carry the mantle for me. I don't want to lose Ketogenic Living 101, and I want you to carry it. So it took a whole year. In my mind, I'm thinking, an acquisition of a company, doop, doop, done. No. There was a lot of lawyers, a lot of just figuring out, a lot of transition on the website because I'm rebranding, and a lot of responsibility. So this morning she went live in the coaches group and said goodbye, welcomed me. I was crying, and and then I realized we got to go live in an hour, and I'm just lost it. So anyway, it's official. We are now the owners of Ketogenic Living 101. We're going to be one of about 3 keto certification companies in the United States.
That's amazing.
And ours comes with a business in the box. So they
Yeah.
don't have to start. Coaches come to us. They don't have to start out from scratch. You can rebrand it. You can take it as yours and you can start your company, or you can do the digital side of things and you can do everything that Coach Darcy and I are doing in a template, and you can just start immediately coaching and you don't have to do anything. It's a business in the box plus digital.
Aren't we looking for coaches too?
And then there is the certification plus start coaching tomorrow.
Yeah.
Coaching for Keto Mom and KM Health Coaching. So yes, we're excited. We're excited. And if I was live right now, I'd plop our new website in there, but we're not live. I will do that when we are live. So we're going to have a fun show today. We're just going to kind of banter back and forth a little bit. Is banter a bad word? That's not to mean fight, right?
No, I think it's just going back and forth.
Back and forth. We want to talk about something that's really been on our hearts. And so it's going to be a raw show. It's going to be open. You're going to hear a lot of opinions, but you're going to hear opinions that are not, you're going to think they're mixed with judgment, but they're not. Right. If that makes sense. That, no, it doesn't make sense. Because we have a lot of opinions, and we have a lot of opinions because we've walked where you're going to get ready to walk. And we know what you're going to be going through, and we know what happens when you take the shortcuts. And so we want to help prevent that. So we're going to talk about a topic that it's going to sound like we are adamantly opposed to, which we are. But we want to talk about it in a very empathetic and careful way, because Darcy, I want you to talk for a minute, and we haven't told what we're going to talk about yet.
No, we haven't.
I want you to talk about when you hit maintenance. So I lost 120 pounds naturally. Coach Darcy lost 70 pounds naturally. Yeah. We changed our lifestyle, right? Yes. So we did all of the things, and that is for another show. I want to start by what happened when you reached maintenance. What did you go through on your lifestyle? Not what we're going to talk about, but your particular lifestyle. What struggles and what things did you go through when you hit that magical number on the scale?
You know, that's a loaded question, because when I thought that I would hit maintenance and I was at my lowest point, I thought that was it. That I didn't have to do anything else.
Yeah. We're
done.
So
this person decided, got lazy with the tracking. Mm-hmm. It wasn't necessarily lazy. It was more of like, oh, I've got this. I know I've done my research before. I've been tracking these 7 months in a row, didn't miss a day. I was spot on with measuring things. I could eyeball really well.
You were coaching at the time too,
and
weren't you? Were you coach when you hit maintenance?
No, I was still marketing for you.
Okay. But you were close to the big picture. You saw what was going on.
Yeah.
Right.
First mistake was that I did not. I don't think when we were first, where I was when I was hitting maintenance, we weren't at the point of knowing that we needed to reverse to get up to maintenance.
Mm-hmm. Right.
A number. We didn't know that.
So you were still low calorie when you
I was still very low calorie. I was very, very low calorie. And I started to gradually build that, but I think it was too much. Mm-hmm. So I gained. Mm-hmm. So yeah, on this lifestyle, you can gain. Mm-hmm.
But then coaches can gain. Right.
And they go through stages. Even though people would think that I went off the map or took an exit ramp, and I didn't. Mm-hmm. I was eating keto. I was very strict with myself.
Yeah.
I would eyeball, as a 4 ounce to 6 ounce piece of chicken, and I wouldn't track it. But I think what happened for me was winter happened, and carb creep happened, and just things that when my body was like, yo, I don't like what you did, and we're gonna go backwards a little bit. Yeah. So I think also what happened was that I was really hardcore exercising. I think there was some hormonal things that I should have figured out at the time.
So as somebody who knows how to live, who has lost 70 pounds, you would think that you would be home free.
Right.
You did it. Doesn't matter how you did it. Let's just put it in those terms. It doesn't matter how you did it. You lost 70 pounds. You're home free. You can live the rest of your life in freedom. And that is not the case.
No.
I remember saying to myself, and I think this is a meme somewhere. I think I've seen it somewhere, but I remember sitting in the college campus, Grace College, parking lot. I remember saying to myself, I was literally stuffing a Big Mac down my throat in the parking lot with my large fry and my Diet Coke. I was sitting in the parking lot knowing, because my stomach at that point hit the steering wheel, I had to back my seat out just so I could drive. And I thought, kind of like your laser statement, I wish I could laser this body fat off of me. I remember saying, God, if you help me get this off, I promise I will never put it back on again. If you just give me a leg up and if you just let me get this off one last time, I will not put it back on. And the same thing happened to me when I hit maintenance. Mm-hmm. Same thing.
Yeah.
We did it the natural way. We did it. We changed our lifestyle. We lost 120 pounds, 70 pounds. And then suddenly we were in maintenance land and we're like, we didn't go free willy, llama on the prairie. We didn't do that. We didn't change our lifestyle. We did not eat keto anymore. We did the things, right? Mm-hmm. So we didn't get to goal and say, yay, we can do whatever we want.
Right.
We were doing the things.
I think in the meantime too, your body, since it lost so much weight, I think what it does is it like repositions itself.
Yeah, it does.
So, you may lose your face.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little TMI. I don't know if I want to share this. Well, okay. So for women, there's certain places that women lose their fat.
Yes.
The first. And it was in my chest. Uh-huh. And I remember going to an OB appointment and there was like two ladies there because one was learning and they were, examining me and they looked at each other and said, fibrous.
Uh-huh.
I was like,
okay.
And yeah, okay, thanks. There's nothing there anymore. Let me tell you, things like reposition themselves.
They do.
But I think that messes with our minds mentally as well. I think what we don't take into consideration is the redistribution, but also when you are working out and you're gaining muscle.
Yes.
You're going to look differently than when you first lost those pounds. So that can mentally destroy you a little bit if you're not prepared.
Yeah. And I think too, we have that pressure of the fact that we're health coaches, you know, and
we need to be thin, fit,
we have to look a certain way.
We have to have 9 packs apparently.
Exactly. No, 9
packs, like Batman.
Yeah. So we have that added pressure, which I think we need counseling for in the first place, because that is a lot of pressure. But the point of what Coach and I are talking about in stating is, we did it the right way. We did it the natural way. We did it the hard way. It was blood, sweat, and tears for a year for us of changing our lifestyle, of getting new habits. We did not go back, and we still wrestled with what we're going to talk about today, and that's keeping the weight off.
Yeah.
So, you've probably figured it out by now. We're going to talk about everything GLP-1, everything weight loss shot. And we want you to know, before we start talking about this is I have an angry side of me. I've got my Mr. Potato, Mrs. Potato Head eyes. I've got my angry eyes, but I also have my compassionate eyes.
Yeah.
So we live in both worlds. I get angry at Big Pharma. I get angry at what they're trying to do. I get angry with the people trying to make a lot of money off of our people so desperate to lose weight. I get very, very angry. But on the other side of things, I get very empathetic because we were there. And we understood, and I begged God, please get this body fat off of me because I promise you I won't put it back on. So I understand, and Coach understands the desperation to remove the body fat and to get healthy. We understand it. We understand what happens when the doctor says, listen, you're type 2 diabetic and you're either going to have to go on insulin or you're going to die. PCOS, not being able to have children. We understand that part, right? So there's an empathetic part that's what we're going to talk about today. We'll leave the doctors, and I will cut loose on the doctors who are making money off of this and not teaching their people how to eat and doing it just for money. And we will do an entire show on Big Pharma. Do not get me started on that.
That's it. I mean, right.
Next show.
Yeah.
Next show we'll talk about that. Maybe a couple. Let's calm down a little bit.
All right.
Let's talk about the women and men who choose this route. So let's say that you choose this route. There are side effects, lots and lots of side effects. I am on a GLP-1 support group, semaglutide, Ozempic, Mounjaro, Wegovy. I'm on a support group for each one of these, and the stories that come out of there are absolutely frightening. We're talking a normal average post in one of those groups says something like this. Ladies, it's all true. Make sure you take your toothbrush to work because you're going to throw up all day. And you have to talk to customers. Ladies, you need to see the dentist more because you're throwing up so much and the acid is eating your teeth. Ladies, it finally hit me. I have forever gastroparesis. My stomach will never be the same again. That is a normal conversation that goes on in those groups. The other conversation that goes on in those groups are, ladies, I would love to, can you tell me, it goes something like this. Can you tell me how long it takes for this medication to get out of my body? Because we're going on vacation and I don't want to be throwing up the whole trip. And I want to eat everything I want to eat. And I don't want to throw it up. This is eating disordered behavior. Mm-hmm. And so we can't not talk about that. We can't not talk about the side effects of gastroparesis. If you get your stomach paralyzed, it is possible that it will never go back the same again. It could be paralyzed for the rest of your life. Here's the other thing to that. There is a medication for the gastroparesis, thankfully. It's called, it starts with a T. I don't remember what it is. I'll have to post it in the comments. But the side effect of that will take care of the stomach is facial paralysis. So you can unparalyze your stomach so you can eat again, but you'll have to deal with a paralyzed side of your face. So the side effects are serious. The thyroid cancer, Darcy, I swear to you, I had not looked at the black box warning on Ozempic specifically. The black box warnings are thyroid cancer will appear in 2 years. I looked it up, like black and white, thyroid cancer. So these women are so desperate to get their body fat off that they are willing to subject themselves to thyroid cancer within 2 years. It's insanity. It's absolutely insanity. But do you have anything to say about all that before we transition over to why we've got to help them at the end of their journey?
It's something that's speaking loudly to my 250-pound body mindset. And when you get to that place, and you use the word desperation.
Yes.
You get to that place of desperation.
Right.
Because you may have tried so many other things except for the one or two things that actually will
work.
That will work.
Yeah.
And had I been given the option,
yes,
doing
100%.
This or this, like guarantee, like you've got to do this, or looking at this black box.
I would have taken the black box, Darcy.
You would have taken the black box?
I would have. Yes. I was that desperate.
I was in that desperate. Well, I got to the point where I was thinking that this MLM company would save my life, but it wasn't that. So I probably would say that in my mind right now, I would not do that, but most likely I would have. Because that desperation speaks so loud.
Yeah.
It's louder than anything.
Just as well as the GLP-1s. So yeah, give me a steak or let me be vomiting in the bathroom all day. Give me the steak.
But
Absolutely.
in a way, you know, if you think about it, you know, if this is the thing that's going to guarantee you a cancer in 2 years,
Yeah.
you know, the way that people are eating this standard American diet is basically
The
guaranteeing,
sugar.
you know, the any sort of ailment.
So not only, I never put this together, but not only are they taking the GLP-1 medications that have a strong possibility of thyroid cancer, but they're also not changing their lifestyle. They're still
No.
eating the sugar and they're feeding that cancer.
Yeah. So either way, you're
Oh my
doomed. And
gosh.
then when you get to there, what are you going to do when you get there? That's my question.
That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
We had to. I'm really emotional about this, and I'll admit, because I'm so protective of our clients, and I'm watching our clients be so successful, and I'm watching them work so hard. They're choosing to do the hard things, and my part of me is like, I want to fight for those people because they're doing it right, right?
Yeah.
And yet I understand and I empathize that I probably would have been a black box shooter, you know, a shot shooter.
Yes.
Yes. You have to be very
Yes.
clear.
Yes.
Vaccinator. Right.
Yes.
I would have been one of those because I was so desperate. So I, as the owner of KM Health Coaching, I have to make some tough calls. I have to make calls that I don't like to make, that my team does not like to make. I remember making that call to you. Because in order to make that call, I personally had to try the GLP-1 because we don't take a client where we have not walked. And so there was a season about last summer, there's a season that I did that. And I remember making the call to you and you're like, what the crap are you doing? We don't like that. You were worried. You were worried.
Yeah. Very worried.
Yeah. And I'm like, first of all, everything's good, but I have to understand, number one, what do they mean when the food noise disappears? And I can tell you, I can promise you, it's not even you can't even put into words what that means. It's real. It is the weirdest thing and it is real. The food noise disappears, right? And so, secondly, I needed a plan because I am watching I'm watching our clients, breaks my heart. Our clients who are watching their friends, you know, give themselves a poke in the stomach every Monday, knowing the risks, going through all of the throw up, going through all of that, watching that weight fall off. And our clients who are doing it correctly and doing the macros and all of those things are like, why can't we do that? Here's the reason, because those people are going to face what you and I faced. And that is massive, fast regain, not even just regain, but double the regain back. So I had to create a program. I'm like, this is happening so fast. Big Pharma has a grip on people's emotions and on their bodies. And so we have to create an exit ramp for these people because what's going to happen is they are going to, number one, the shot costs about $1,000 a month. If you get a compounded version, $500. Okay. So either you pay $1,000 to $500 to $1,000. Manjaro is like $1,300. Wegovy's like $16. I mean, it's just
add that up.
Insanity.
Lifetime.
So if you can't do that every single month for the rest of your life, you are going to have to face the fact that I'm going to have to stop the shots. So in this conversation that you and I have, and we're going to do our best to do this, but let's remove all of the negativity and let's remove all of the bad feelings. I'm going to try really hard to do this. And let's go into empathetic mode and let's go into work mode because there is a recovery plan that if you choose to do this, knowing all of the risks, if you choose to do this, here are some things that you need to swear to yourself that you are going to do before you stop your journey. Okay? These are non-negotiables. These are not options. If you are taking a GLP-1 weight loss shot, you have to do this if you want to keep the weight off. Because I can tell you this, when you get to maintenance and you have not changed your lifestyle, you have not changed your habits, you will regain the weight double within 3 months. Mm-hmm. All of that work, all of that money will be down the toilet if you do not do this. Because macros matter. Habits matter, and what you eat matters. And if you have started, now there are some, let me put a disclaimer, there are some who take the shot and do it the right way. I've seen it on the GLP-1 support groups. They They have gone keto. They have started keto from the very beginning. So they've gotten rid of the processed foods, they've gotten rid of the sugars, and they have also exercised, and they're not over exercising. The other side of that is people are over exercising, and that's not sustainable either. So there's people that are doing it right.
Yeah.
And those people, kudos to them. But even those people at the end of their journey are going to need a reverse diet. When I was on that, I could only eat 800 calories. Physically, no more than 800 calories. Well, guess what that is? That's starvation.
Yeah.
Starving. So all of these people are losing weight massively because they're starving themselves to death. So when they stop the shot, what happens? So Darcy, I want you to take me through. If you're on a GLP-1, I want you to, just so you are aware where I want you to go, I want you to kind of explain what a reverse diet is, okay? That's your lane. But when you are about 3 to 4 months, we will take clients on when they start the medication because we want to train you how to eat. If you are trained and your habits are changed and your food content is changed, number one, it's going to go a lot quicker. And number two, you're going to have a lot easier time at the end. So we do take clients on the front side. It's just very hard to do macros because you can't eat over 800 calories.
Right.
And we need to eating at about 1,600 calories. So let's say the client is 4 months before, about 3 to 4 months before your goal weight. This is when we want you to start thinking about your future, okay? We've prayed that you have thought about your future with the first time you took the shot. Yeah. But about 3 months before your maintenance, before you think, okay, I'm okay here, here's what we want you to do, okay? Number one, do not get off of the medication. Do not. Until you're working with us and we can help you work with your doctor on how to wean yourself off. There's a specific scientific reason or strategy on how to wean yourself off of GLP-1. Do not stop your medication. Your hunger noise will come raging back and it will be nearly impossible to work with you. Okay? So do not stop your medication. Number two, we want you to start tracking your food. Every single bite, lick, taste. We need you to start tracking that. I don't care if you're only eating 800 calories. I need to know every single bite that goes into your mouth because Darcy's going to take us through where we're going to take you after you have start to wean down. Second thing I'm going to do as your coach before we get to the reverse diet is we're going to put you on a probiotic called Akkermansia. Akkermansia. Yes, I was back there. I'm going to put you on a supplement called Akkermansia, and that is a gut health. That's a probiotic. That is a natural GLP-1. So we're taking away the medication. We're putting you on a supplement, okay, that's going to help you with the food noise. And then Darcy's going to take your calories, and she's going to explain a little bit about the reverse diet and how I'm backing you off the medication. I'm putting you on Akkermansia. And then what are we doing with their macros?
So with the lowest point that your macros are set at, you're probably, we're going to say like 800 calories.
About 800, yeah.
800 calories. And I'm going to do a side note is that this can go alongside with anybody that is maybe not necessarily on the shot, but has been doing a low calorie lifestyle as well, that you have crashed your metabolism.
Yeah.
So this can be used as well. This is what we also do. Any meal plans, things like that. We are going to take you week by week, and we're going to give you a different ratio every single week with your macros. And we're going to gradually change those macros and build it slowly so that you are not, we're not going to just jump you up to 1,600 calories, expect you to be able to eat all that for one, but also that's just going to cause you to gain weight. So that we are going to do that week by week, gradually, but you have to, like Monica said, you have to be on point, tracking everything.
Yeah, there's a formula.
There's a formula that we have to follow, or it will not work. So that's the short summary of what that is.
Yeah. So we're gently bumping up your calories as we're lowering the medication until until the perfect scenario hits.
Yes.
And you are off the medication and you are about at 2,000 calories and you're eating in a healthy way. We highly promote the ketogenic lifestyle because it removes inflammation. It will reverse your type 2 diabetes, which you've been working on with this medication.
Right.
We want to keep that. We want to keep your pre-diabetes reversed. We want to keep those things. And so we recommend a whole foods diet.
Yeah.
So it is a very strategic thing. If we did it carelessly, if we did it aggressively, what would end up happening is you would end up putting weight on, and then you would get mad, and you would.
That's what happens when you stop the shot. Like if you just stopped it, you'd gain everything back.
Absolutely.
So
Darcy, we got to go to commercial real quick. When we come back, we're going to talk about more strategies on the reverse diet and fears of the reverse diet. But we'll be right back. Are you tired of those pounds that just won't come off? Are you ready for a real change? Dive into KM Health Coaching's signature weight loss program and start transforming your relationship with food and your body today. In just 3 months, you can shed those stubborn pounds and break free from emotional eating. With personalized coaching, a supportive community, and our breakthrough technology, you're set for success. Imagine weekly sessions tailored just for you, a group system where you can grow together, and technology that tracks every triumph. It's all here at KM Health Coaching. Now, exclusively for Beyond the Scale listeners, use code Beyond the Scale for $25 off. Start your journey to healing and happiness right now. Visit us, use the code Beyond the Scale, and embark on your wellness journey with KM Health Coaching's signature weight loss program. Your new beginning starts right now. Hey, welcome back. I was checking my Twitter account because that's where we go when Facebook is down. I go there twice a year, and it's hilarious. Everybody's like. And our mother listens to crazy news sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Love you, Mom.
Hey, can I add? Can I add first something that I missed about the reverse diet?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to expect to do as we do this gradually. So if you're starting at 800 calories, you're going to have to expect weeks to be able to get to your TDEE.
Minimum 4 months.
Minimum 4 months. Yes. Yeah. So don't expect to do this quickly. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a process. This is why you never want to get to that point to where you have to do a reverse diet.
Yeah.
But it's just, again, it's gonna work, but it's gonna take a lot of time. So mark it off on your calendar.
We do it with our clients, and I love the clients who just settle back and say, "Okay, coach, whatever you need me to do." They're willing to do to go sometimes weeks without us raising it. Because what happens is we require the clients to weigh every day. And if their average weight stays the same, we bump them up in their caloric intake. If it goes up, we hold for a couple of weeks. And at the end, we hold for a really long time. So it's a minimum of a 4-month process. Yes. We've created a GLP-1 recovery group. In a recovery program. It is a 4-month minimum program. And when you are about 2-3 months away from your maintenance goal, this is when you want to start to tap into that and say, okay, I've done this right. We don't want you to gain this weight back. We want you to be successful. And we know what happens when you go, because it's science. You can't argue with science. You can't unmath the math. The math is real. When you go from an 800 calorie diet to not taking the shot, the food noise returning, you eat a normal meal, just a normal dinner at an out to eat restaurant, that's 1,200 calories right there. 3,500 calories is a pound. It is very, very easy to see how these people gain the weight back. So we are going to tear apart the emotion, and we're going to put this into math. That is how we do the GLP recovery program. If you're on this, you don't have to come to us and apologize for anything. No. Everybody has to make their weight loss choices for themselves, right? What we want to do is we want to make sure that your results stay here. And that you don't gain the weight back and that you don't go back into your old lifestyle, because that's what's happening, right?
Right.
There's no judgment. When you enter a GLP-1 program, we're celebrating with you. We're like, you know what, sister, you can go shop at any aisle you want to shop at now. You can go do things. You can get on a roller coaster for the first time in your life. We are cheering for you. You've lost the weight. Now let's keep it off,
Yeah.
right?
And you know how we do this as well, because there might be questions being like, okay, well, I love the fact that the GLP-1 makes me feel full and satisfied. Are there other materials that
Yeah.
or food choices that I could be making that reacts just like, I mean, creates this natural GLP-1? And the answer to that is yes.
Yes.
There are natural forms of GLP-1 that will help you stay satisfied in your, and if you have a problem like with me, I had my leptin hormone was never turned off. I could eat and I could eat and I could have a meal, and then an hour later I could eat another meal, and because
Yeah.
I could eat, and I still could possibly eat a large amount of food.
Yeah.
But this, when you add the natural GLP-1,
Uh-huh.
you are feeling full. You have like that shut off. So it's not only a safety net for, not overeating, but it's just a great tool to use for
Yeah.
when you are in maintenance,
Yeah.
so that you don't get, like I did, where I got a little lazy, or I started to increase my calories little by little,
Yeah.
over than what I should have had.
Right.
So
Some of
there's so
the
many different ways.
some of the natural GLP-1s, L-glutamine is one.
Yeah.
The sweetener allulose is another. And Akkermansia is
Yes.
another one. So we use those products very regularly in our regular program, because
And there's certain
and
foods
fats.
that act like that as well, which
Yeah.
is a lot of things with some fibers, when you pair certain things together. So there's a lot of tools
Yeah.
that we
And we
use.
want you to use those as you're coming off of the GLP-1s, because if you replace it, then you're not going to notice the big crash and the big hunger, ravenous monster that's coming back. So
Yeah.
we want you to know that it doesn't matter how you chose it. Would we want to get you at the front side of your journey? Absolutely, because we not only work with the calories, but we work with the body, mind, and spirit. We teach you how to eat. We teach you how to feel full. We take you through it from the gut level up, and you are ripped apart. I mean, there's a lot of work we do. So would we rather have you started on this side? Yes. But do you have to gain the weight back? No, you
Nope.
don't. So if that is you, if you've been wrestling with that, number one, if you're wrestling with, should I take a GLP-1, get us on the phone first. Let us talk to you about other alternatives to what you're doing. Let us give you a triage, of what you've done in the past. A lot of people are like, well, I tried keto in the past and it just doesn't work. Well, did you stay consistent?
Right.
Did you go on plan throughout the week, off plan on the weekend? Well,
Yeah.
of course it's not going to work.
It comes down to mindset as well. Like this, if you already have in your mind that you're not willing to give up the old
Right.
habits and old things in your past, then you're not going to do it.
No.
So you will just automatically, you already made your mind up that you're going to go a more convenient route.
Right.
So that you don't have to give up the hard things.
Right.
But you have
you
to make
will.
that choice.
You
Yeah,
will have to
eventually
give
you
it
do.
up.
Yeah.
Whether it's on the front side or the back side, you're going to have to do hard things.
Yep.
Hard things come. And that's why, I'm mad at the doctors and I'm mad at pharma. I'm not mad at the people, because I was there. And we want you to know that hard things are going to be required no matter what journey you go on. It's do the hard things on the front side or do the hard things on the back side. So
because eventually those hard things will become a good safety net for you.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like, the
Totally.
ketogenic lifestyle for us. Yeah, it was challenging for us to switch over to that, but now we have that safety net. We don't have to worry about gaining weight for going when we go on vacations, or when the Christmas and holidays come. There's so many things that you can have, like that freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So do the hard things, choose the hard, but don't do it alone because of shame. Here's my fear. And I got this fear after watching the support groups. My fear is that there's so much shame involved in the shot that they're silently wrestling through these things, when you could reach out to us and say, listen, I chose this route. Can you help me through it? Have the brave heart to do that, because it's when you suffer in silence that it all comes back, and that nobody can help you if you're not asking for help. And we are really hard on those drug companies. We're really hard, but we understand where you're coming from. Totally get it. I have no doubt as to why people are going through this, because I did this. So get rid of the shame, get rid of the embarrassment, get rid of all of that. People will not tell people that they're on the shot because they're embarrassed and that it carries a lot of shame. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get the mathematical help. If you have to take the emotion out of it and say, hey, could you help me with the math part of this? Absolutely, we will. So if you have any questions about our GL1 program, recovery program, just reach out to us. Coach Darcy and I both are available for some health calls so we can talk about where you are. In order to qualify for that program, we do require a phone call, because we want to see what you're on. We want to see where you are. We want to see if you're willing to do the hard things, because if you're not willing to do the hard things, this is not the program for you. So I don't know when we're going to air this, Darce. I was checking during the commercial, and it looks like Twitter is out now and TikTok is out now. So I'm kind of put my tinfoil hat on here. I'm kind of wondering if we're.
Are we okay?
Are you coming, Jesus? Are you coming?
Yikes! Cool.
But like I was saying, Mom does listen to the really crazy news places, so I gotta verify. You gotta trust and verify that these places are out. So we don't know when this will air. It may never
FaceTime Mom.
may never air. Maybe we'll show it to our family.
Maybe.
Oh gosh, you guys are loved. If you need help, we want you to get rid of the shame. We want you to seek help, and make sure you do this thing the right way. We will be here. Oh, by the way, we didn't even say anything about our podcast. Our podcast has just gone crazy.
It's blossoming.
It's called Beyond the Scale. And we have several shows posted throughout the week. We've got a Monday Mindset. We're going to repost this show on Thursdays. We have a Thursday encore. And so we're going to repost there. But make sure you check out our podcast. And would you please, could you guys give us a review on there? Because there's only one.
Oh, well, we need to have another one.
We really,
at least one more.
At least our husbands could give us a review. There's a lot of 5 stars, but nobody's saying anything.
Well, here's the thing. I'm getting like in person or via email or text.
Yeah.
But you can make that review on the podcast for everybody else to read. But we appreciate whatever form you give us a positive review.
Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday. Have a great day.
Bye.